feeling very batty and catty today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Side Projekt Podcast. Yes. Let's take a drink. From the Projekt Things mug, the new Projekt Things merch. Have you guys gotten the new merch on the Side Projekt merch store right now? The links are in the description, wherever it is that you're tuning in, whether it be YouTube or Spotify, or even if you're just happen to be browsing social media on Instagram or TikTok or any of those things. The links are always within arm's reach. You can get the Projekt Things merch right now. You can get it in a mug. You can get it in a tee. You can get it in a hoodie. Which way do I turn? There's a hoodie. It's there. It's the same thing. It's just on a hoodie. Projekt Things merch, because if you're feeling very project-y and you want to get some things, you can get the Projekt Things merch. I think there's like a series on Netflix or something that copied us. I don't know. It's fucking weird. But yeah, go get those right now. They're on the Side Projekt merch store, and you validate your sexiness every time you cop some of that Side Projekt merch. And I know everybody wants to feel sexy, so go out there and get it. I want to say something. You know, I realized that like throughout this whole, I don't know how long it's been now, but it's 139 episodes, so it's also kind of a weird number to start on by saying this, but we got some new viewers, we got new followers on social media and things like that, some that are coming from my second show, which I'll mention that in a second, but I don't ever say my name here on Side Projekt. I stopped doing that because it's kind of an intimate show. I feel like we all know each other, we all hang out, we all call each other, we do FaceTimes, we all hang out, we know what's going on here, but for those that don't know, my name is Chazzy, the Chazosaurus Rex, in case you didn't know, and this is the Side Projekt Podcast. For those that are just tuning in, is gaming, film, cosplay with a little bit of a comedic twist at times, and solo episodes get absolutely chaotic because I'm a fucking psycho. But yeah, there's all kinds of different things here. We have guests that come on that are pertaining to any of those genres, and it's very cosplay centric as of the last maybe year and a half, 2 years. It's really amped it up. And there's a Cosplay of the Week segment every week, in case you didn't know, because like I said, there may be people that are coming from my second show exclusively on the Anime Fire official network, and that is Anime Talks, because we don't talk about anime too often here. Actually, I don't really think we talk about anime at all here on Side Projekt. So if you do want to get some Anime Talks, nice little plug of the name right there. Anime Talks officially on the Anime Fire official network exclusively. And what that is conversations, one-on-one conversations with the all-star creatives that help make anime exactly what it is. It's all the celebrities in anime that make the projects absolutely awesome, such as the first episode. There's 2 episodes out right now. First episode is with Brian Donovan he's Rock Lee of Naruto. He's also Davis in Digimon, some of his most critically acclaimed roles. And then the second episode's out right now with Brian Drummond, and people that even aren't fans of anime are going to be really stoked about that episode. He is I'll tell you why in a second. He's the voice of Ryuk in Death Note, the original Vegeta in DBZ, and he is also Dr. Eggman and the variations of Eggman in Sonic Prime, and I'm working on sliding Brian on over here so we can talk about some more of that gaming stuff. But I had to, for all the projectors out there, I had to dig a little bit deep and get some of that exclusive conversation and tidbits with Brian on Sonic Prime, and so you got to go see that. It was almost like a dream come true to talk to him about all that kind of stuff. I also talked to him about Wolverine, because he's the voice of Wolverine in several Marvel projects. So even if you're not a fan of anime, that episode's gonna satisfy and titillate you beyond all belief. But go watch that. Anime Talks on the Anime Fire official network. All the links are also in the description, and all those good things they're all right there. But as of this week, here on Side Projekt, I am not alone. My guests, plural, for this week are both previous cosplays of the week here on the show. My guests this week are both heavy in the cosplay community with DC cosplays. One has the prowess of a cat, the bite of a cat, the scratch of a cat. One glance and you think that you're feasting your eyes upon Selena Kyle herself. Ripped straight from the comics, the whip, claws, boots, ears, the sleek variety of suits to match. She is Catwoman. The other, been a guest here before. Streets of Gotham have never been the same since Saad, Bruce Wayne, decided to become as dark as the night. Gleaming down upon the city, equipped with various suits for every situation. Pick a suit, he has it, because he is Batman. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and give a warm welcome to Amalia Cat, and welcome back, Saddle Up! Yes!
I'll be back, man.
How's it going, guys?
Name a more flavorful intro. I'll wait. There's nothing better.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. How you guys doing, man? Welcome back, Saad, Amalia. First time here. The cat and the bat. I love it. The duo. It's here. This is amazing. How's the day been treating you guys?
Pretty good. How about yours?
It's going good. Saad, you good?
Yeah, good, man. Glad to be back. Glad to hear from you.
Yeah, definitely, man. Saad, dude, last time you were here, man, we took like a deep dive into so many of your cosplays, dude, your personal life a little bit as well, and like everything in between. And we will touch on that a little bit, of course. Such as your collaborations here with Amalia, the bat and the cat, like I said. And I'm sure people want to get to know a little bit more about you, Amalia, and your solo ventures and everything, being it's your first time here. But I want to start with a slightly different direction before we dive into just that. And that's like what I just mentioned, you and Saad's collaborations as Catwoman and Batman. I almost said Batwoman. Catwoman and Batwoman. Catwoman and Batman. And how you guys even, I know, right? You never know. And how you guys even met. Like one of your first photos of you guys together on Amalia's Instagram, at least, is a beautiful shot by Alexander the Great. And it's the two of you, classic bat and cat shot, face to face, close, looking at one another. And it was around September of 2021. But I'm curious as to how you guys even met in the first place. Like, was it due to cosplay or was it before your cosplay ventures? Like, what's the story behind that? And then how did it even lead into you guys collaborating within cosplay if it wasn't during cosplay that you met?
Pretty sure we met at like Chris's house just randomly. A mutual friend of mine, Mia, just kind of dragged me over to a friend of hers house for like a house party. I didn't know like anyone except her.
Actually, I think right before that, I don't know if it was the same day. It was like like 10 years ago. It's been actually a very long time.
Oh wow!
It was someone's birthday. I think we were having sushi, and that's where I first saw Amalia for the first time, but maybe we weren't introduced.
Oh.
But then I think actually were introduced at said house party. So yeah, it's been I don't know how many years. It's
been at least like 6 at minimum, because that's when I first moved to Dallas.
Where were you? What years now? So that's 2017, really?
Yeah.
Oh wow! Where were you originally before Dallas?
Houston.
Oh, okay. So you're still in Texas. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a
Just
vastly
a
different place.
north.
Yeah, exactly. How did you guys first start collaborating within cosplay?
I think that was like around the time when the first Batman movie came, or not the first one, the one with Robert Pattinson. Came out.
Matt Reeves is the Batman. Yeah.
I think Saad was having a photo shoot, and like at that time I had just gotten like a Zoe Kravitz suit, and then he had invited me and just kind of went from there.
You guys have like awesome collaborations. You guys even did like this Christmas theme shoot that I thought was really cool. Like, and also kind of funny because it's like one of the things that I love about this shoot also is that in some of the slides here, you have High Wind cosplays and modeling as Black Mask. And he's like just peeking out from the Christmas tree. And I think it's a nice touch. He's just like, while you're like opening presents and he's just there like, hey, what about me? Like nobody gives me a present. I thought we were, putting our differences aside during Christmas, and he's just there doing like Black Masky shit.
Guess whose presents I'm opening?
Is it his or is it whose presents?
They're all mine now. So,
and then as far as for you, Saad, as well, there's like this shot of you two around the Christmas tree, Batman giving Catwoman a present, shot at Nova Photography Studio by Richie.photography, and Saad in one of my favorite suits of his, and Amalia in the sleek skin tight cat suit by Mike Costumes, Cal by Alter Ego Studios, who I know, awesome. And Batman always has this like, he always has this like so sick of everyone's shit kind of look on his face, at least what you could see of his face. And I don't just mean like you, Saad, but I mean like even if you think back to like any of the original DC animated series or any of the original movies, like it's always kind of like that running joke of Batman just kind of standing there just looking like sick of everybody's shit.
Like, let's just get this over with kind of
yeah,
look.
Exactly. And Saad, I feel like you kind of play the part perfectly when need be. You kind of look like I don't want to be here right now, but I kind of do because I got a thing for Selena, but I also kind of hate this right now. Like it's like that perfect holiday cheer, I guess you could say.
It's funny because I don't even have to act it out. That's just how I am.
I love it, man.
It comes naturally.
I love it, dude. Whose idea was the Christmas shoot? Like, how did that all come about?
So
It was probably our photographers.
Yeah, I originally was invited by Mason to do the photo shoot with his black mask. And then I had suggested to him if you want me to invite Saad along so we could do like some more stuff. So we got to the studio and it was just supposed to be like your typical, like kind of like Batman style shoot, but they had already set up like all the Christmas stuff. So I think it was between like the studio owner and then the photographer who was like, yeah, let's just use all the stuff while it's here.
That's pretty cool. It's awesome. And it's like, you got the one where you have that face, Saad. You're holding Amalia in your hand. She's got the present in one of her hands. And you do have that face of like, let's hurry up. Like, let's get this over with. And then Black Mask is laying on the floor. I love it, man. It's so cool.
I did take inspiration from some fan art that did the exact same thing, except there was Bruce Wayne on the couch without a suit on, and out in the background and out in the window was the bat signal going in the sky, and he's kind of like, and he's like handing same thing with Selena, handing her a present, and she's like all excited, and there's a couple cats around. I wish we could have added that stuff, but there's only so much you can do in a studio. Right. So that's where we got that idea, and that Christmas tree and the gifts just happened to be there, I guess, at the studio at the time because of the season. So, hey, Kitty, speaking of.
There we go. Yes, I love it. It's so perfectly comic-like right now with the cat coming in and everything. Do you got a thing for strays? Is that what this is about?
I do. There are many of them.
You got a lot of cats.
I have a thing about strays.
Saad, I gotta ask you, man. You know, I drew attention to your bat suit in that Christmas shoot there, mentioning that it was one of my favorites, and it is. I love that suit, man. The deep dark black, the textures, the yellow bat symbol, the shorter ears. I mean, you just put together a combo of a suit. You and those who contributed. I know we covered a lot of details like the last time you were on. I think we even covered a lot about this one of. We covered a lot of your suits, but I do believe we talked pretty in depth about this one. But it's been a while, and not everyone may have seen that episode as well. And I do recall, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that it's not your favorite suit of all time. That slot's taken up by your Arkham suit. Am I right about that? If I remember correctly. Was that your favorite suit of all time that you said at that time of recording?
If I'm remotely the same person, I think I probably said that both are my favorite. I guess it's really hard to pick one.
Okay.
Picking one is really tough for me. Sometimes neither of them are my favorite, and I think it depends on the day what I'm feeling. So with like 10 plus suits, it's always something different. But it is definitely one of my favorites. And
how did that suit can you drop some details of like the making and the donning of that suit? Because I know it was also used for the film that you were in, Batman Immortal.
It actually was not really. This was way before I met Jason, the director who we talked with last time. Originally, my plan was this was around the time the first Shazam movie came out. Mm-hmm. So I was working with my guy at the time. His business was called Dastardly Designs, but I guess he's shut down since then. And he was working with Arkham Workshop, also shut down since then. And we wanted to do a Black Adam suit, actually. I don't know if I told you this.
I'm not sure. If we didn't talk about it on the episode, I think we may have talked about it in person. I don't remember if it was on the episode or not.
We got the fabric from Parallel Life Studios that is actually the Shazam suit fabric from the first movie, except in black. So we were like, okay, let's make this Black Adam suit because, everyone's hyped up about Shazam right now. Yeah. Ironically, at the same time right now, Shazam 2 is coming out.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of weird.
So we were like, okay, let's get this Black Adam suit. People are going to love it because it's black and it looks cool and, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
And then we kind of decided, okay, we actually have no idea what the Black Adam suit's even going to look like.
Yeah,
and we started being more real about it. And then we were also like, the suit is looking so good when it was done. At least the bodysuit, when it was done, it was like, this is looking so good. Maybe we should just make it a bat suit because it looks so fire.
It is.
So we're like, it'll probably appeal more to my audience, more to my following if it's a bat suit than a Black Adam suit. So we kind of scrapped the Black Adam idea when we're like, okay, let's make it a bat suit. What are we going to do with it? And that's where I started to plug in different characteristics from various other suits, like the Keaton emblem, the Fabic cowl. Originally, I had the Dark Knight belt, which I replaced with a custom belt later, which was more appropriate for the suit, I think. New 52 gauntlets. That was kind of most of. We added some piping that was inspired by this figurine of Batman. I forgot the name of the artist, Ivan something, who originally designed it, and kind of like just slap different, traits to it that really appealed to me from other suits. And it was like an amalgamation of all these suits. So it's kind of like when people see it, they're like, that looks like Keaton meshed with Batfleck, meshed with Dark Knight. Like everyone sees a little bit of their own favorite Batman in that suit. Exactly. So that was kind of my idea, was I wanted to pull all the best aspects of different Batman suits, slap it all together, and luckily it came out looking pretty good, I think. Yeah,
no, I love it too. And I do see the differences in the belt here. I'll throw up on the screen right now and see the differences between the belt, because I see what you're talking about. And I'm curious as to what people like more. I honestly like both of them, man. I know you said one was more fitting than the other for you, and I honestly dig both of them. I feel like they could be used for different things, but they both look absolutely awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they both look awesome. And you said that you added some like other things to what are you talking about? The stuff like on your rib, like by the ribs, kind of. Is that what you're talking about?
The buckles and the piping.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's what you said.
Again, that was with the figurine. I wish I could. Maybe I can send you that and edit what I'm talking about. It's this very cool looking figurine. Also, it also has like a Hush-like sort of cowl, similar cowl as what I'm wearing as well. Yeah. You've probably seen it. He's holding a massive batarang. I think. At least in one hand, he might be holding two batarangs in both hands, and he's like giving a real like a mean look with his teeth and everything.
Like a menacing look. Yeah, I think I know exactly what you're talking about. And
the piping. He actually has armor plating on his suit, and that's what we took the inspiration for the piping to make it appear as if it is separated, but actually it was just added on top of it. So, but we also had the buckles from that inspiration of that figurine, and that figurine also had the yellow emblem, the oval emblem.
Yeah.
So a lot of it was out from that figurine, which I can send to you later.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's an amazing suit. And I think that may be one of the reasons why it's one of my favorite suits, is because of everything that you pretty much just explained and like listed in the way that it came about, and all the different things that you kind of picked and chose from. Picked and chose from? Picked and chosen from? Chosen from. That you've chosen from. There we go. I don't know.
English.
I know, right? Jesus. All the things that you made, that you put together to make it happen. I like it. And it's kind of like it's almost like it's like your own thing. Like as if you were like I'll make a movie reference. If you were gonna be you were Batman in a movie, and it was this suit that was used. So I mean, I guess that's a good example. Batman Immortal is out right now, and it's on Jason Honeycutt with 2 T's at the end on YouTube. But if you were like in a movie with DC or something, and you were playing Batman, like this reminds me of how every Batman has a different suit, kind of like what you mentioned about bringing them all together. And like the first time we saw Pattinson's suit, the first time that we saw Snyder's suit, I feel like or Affleck's suit, but you know what I mean. But if we saw like Saad in the new and Brave and the Bold, we said Saad is in Brave and the Bold, Batman Brave and the Bold, and you were coming out, I feel like this could be one of the suits that we would see, because it's like an amalgamation of things, and it's like a new creation, and that's one of the reasons why I really dig it. But seriously, also go watch Batman Immortal. That wasn't a joke. It is Jason Honeycutt with 2 T's at the end on YouTube, and it's Batman Immortal. It's phenomenal.
Arrogant, everything he wants you to believe. They can't know that there isn't anyone who cares more about this city than Master Bruce.
Much like Saad has become pretty synonymous with Batman, Amalia, you've become pretty synonymous with Catwoman, if I say so myself. It's just amazing cat after amazing cat. Again, with the similarities that you two have as well, from both drawing various iterations of Catwoman and Batman, respectively, within cosplay. But alongside your Catwoman, your first couple cosplays were in the likes of Lady Loki, Poison Ivy, Scarlet Witch, even Black Cat, among so many more, before it ended up becoming a little more Catwoman centric. So why and how did you end up getting into cosplay to begin with? Not even just Catwoman, but as a whole, just cosplay.
So I actually started cosplaying a long time ago. It was like 2008 when I first started.
Nice.
I remember there was like some cosplay get together in like a park, and I went to go check that out. Ended up being really cool and fun. Then I found out about conventions. Then I went to my very first convention in Houston, which was like ridiculously small back then. Like it was just like a few rooms and that was it. And then after going to my first con, like just seeing like all the cosplays, I was like, okay, I want to try this. It's like fun.
Yeah.
And then my very first cosplay was actually Sango from Inuyasha. And I
thought, wait, do you have that up on your Instagram or am I mistaken?
Oh God, no, I don't think.
No, you don't, right? I forgot you have something else up there and I can't remember off the top of my head, but so sorry. Go ahead, keep going though.
No, you're good. So that was like my first one, and like I completely made it myself. It was horrible looking. Like
everybody starts somewhere. Humble beginnings, right?
It was like really bad, but so I cosplayed for years, just like random characters here and there. And then for a while I took a break from it, just because of like a lot of stuff that was going on at the time. Like I just didn't have the motivation for it anymore. Slowed down going to cons, cosplaying, that sort of thing. Just kind of did it like maybe once, twice a year at that point.
Right.
And then ended up, the Batman movie was coming out, and I just love Zoe Kravitz Catwoman. Like she just looked amazing.
Yes.
And her outfit was so cool. Like I just like the whole leather kind of like almost like biker look to it. Like It looks really neat.
Yeah.
So ended up getting that. Then got invited to the photo shoot. And I was like, oh well, this is fun. And then like I think after that I kind of did like her new 52 outfit. Mm-hmm. And then just kind of went from like, okay, well, like what other versions can I do? This is pretty fun. She's got like a million outfits.
I know, right?
But it was just a lot more fun to just kind of like focus on that one, because like I could reuse like certain things and just upgrade other pieces and just continuously make it better and better, instead of just like, cosplaying a character kind of like, cosplaying a character,
Yeah.
Where this one, like, I feel like I just put like a lot more focus into. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, like, so you kind of answered my next question. So it was around the time of the Batman when you kind of ended up focusing on Matt Reeves, the Batman, when you kind of ended up focusing a little bit more on like Selena Kyle cosplays, Catwoman cosplays, and somewhat taking up the mantle of a Catwoman cosplayer, if you will, much like many other cosplayers that have other cosplays, but almost kind of become known for several iterations of one character, such as Saad here with Batman, and previous cosplayer of the week, Mass Mateo with Nightwing, and previous cosplayer of the week and guest, both of them, Joey Red Hood with Red Hood, and so many more. But so it was kind of a purposeful move for you to focus on Catwoman, or did you kind of just stumble into that, or were you definitely like, you know what, I'm gonna be Catwoman from here on out?
I think it was just like I just had so much fun doing it. I just kind of didn't really do much else. And then like you said, I did like do in the meantime like Scarlet Witch, Black Cat too. So like I did have like other ones I did.
Yeah.
But I feel like just being Catwoman is very fun.
Yeah, and it fits too. And then just like you said, like having one, and then you can take certain things from others and build upon it and create more from variation to variation. And like I said before, and you said yourself, you have many variations of Catwoman. And to be brutally honest, they're all actually like genuinely standouts to me. Like, so like I almost can't necessarily say like this one is a standout, because even though it is true, it's like I say that I look at your cosplays and I'm like, oh man, this one is a standout. But then I'll look at another another one, I'll be like, oh man, this one's such a standout. Like this one stands out so much. Like they're all just so well done. But one that definitely perks up some ears, I guess you could say, because I don't believe that you see too many of them, or at least I haven't. And that's your Catwoman 66, your Julie Newmar Catwoman from Batman 66. And I'll throw up a side-by-side here. And what I love about this is it's not just the suit, it's the style, the cosplay itself, which, like I said, here's a side-by-side in which you clearly matched everything flawlessly, but it's also the whole package and the way that you chose to present it, from the ears to the, I kind of said this during the cosplay of the week that I featured you in as well, from the ears to the necklace to the belt and everything. It's matching Julie just perfectly, but you also have a flurry of shots being behind that yellowish backdrop that further give off that like 60s vibe to a perfect 60s cat. And I absolutely love it. Like, was the color scheme and the idea for that shoot your idea, or was it the photographer Ash Photo Pics with an X at the end? Like, were you specifically looking to bring that 60s vibe full circle, and whose idea was it?
Ash Photo Pics actually reached out to me about doing just like a shoot. I think it was just supposed to originally be for like modeling. That was it. Like he had reached out to me, I think on my other account actually, and just he's just like, hey, I want to like hire you for the shoot. It was just like your typical like modeling shoot and everything, but he gave me like some Pinterest boards of like some ideas and stuff he had. Yeah. And I had seen on his like Pinterest thing, he had like photos of Julie Newmar's like Catwoman. And I was just like, oh, I've been wanting to do that. Like, how funny.
That's so cool.
And then he was just like, well, if you want to do the photo shoot, I'll pay for the outfit,
nice.
Like in exchange for that. So I was just like, yeah.
Win-win.
So he ended up purchasing the outfit for me. And then when I got to the shoot, we did it in like a studio, and like it was his idea for like the yellow background. I think were originally going to use like a purple background, but like we ended up going to the yellow just because like it looks so cool with it.
Yeah, it pops. It pops. Purple would have worked too. I don't think purple would have been bad at all, but the yellow just makes it pop even more. I really like it.
Yeah, so like we were kind of like deliberating, like, do we want to use the yellow? Do we want to use the purple? And then I was just like, well, I've used like kind of like more of like the purple like colors and like past like shoots and everything. So like, let's kind of go with the yellow, and I think that would be pretty fun, and it ended up being like really popular.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love everything about it. You have this one photo where you're just sitting in the chair like a boss, just sitting there, legs kicked up. But something that I also like about like
fun fact about the chair, like it was like a really old vintage chair. So like every time I sat in it, I would just completely sink down into it. So I literally had to use what little ab strength I actually have to like keep myself like basically like propped up on it.
In position, yeah. That's
so
funny.
It looks like I'm lounged and like, you know,
but you're
chill,
struggling.
But like I'm struggling to hold my pose so I don't like just fall completely into the like chair.
See, this is why I love talking to cosplayers, because you get like those inside things. Like we look at like as a fan, I guess you could say, or you know, appreciating the moment, the whole package of it. We're looking at it, and just like I said, you're sitting there like a boss, and then the inside story of it is you're sitting there struggling to get the shot. And there's just so many stories like that, from stories I've heard from Saad to everybody else that I've had on, and I just love those little tidbits. It's so awesome. But the one of you sitting in the chair, it's perfect. It's perfect. Just sitting there, and what I was gonna say was like something that I love about the way that you do like your cosplays and everything is like it's almost like you embody the actual like movements, even just within a photo, which is always an awesome thing for a cosplayer or a model, which I know you're also a model as well, so you have that experience. You embody like the movements of a cat. Like just the way that you lounge sometimes, and like the way that you're positioned. And then especially when you do the videos, like the one that I highlighted with the walk and everything, it's like Catwoman, but then it's also kind of like that strut of an actual cat, you know? Like, and I really dig that.
Sort of busting Batman makes me feel all dirty.
Batman Returns. Michelle Pfeiffer. You have a Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman iteration, and it's absolutely flawless. Also one of my all-time favorite Catwomen in general and Catwoman suits, probably next to Zoe Kravitz as well. I don't know, or maybe I just like Zoe Kravitz, but that's a conversation for another day. But I know, right? Jesus Christ. But again, this shot that we're looking at here, it's absolutely awesome. It's up on the screen right now. Photo by Dawn Champlin, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. The suit by Mike Costumes, Reeves effects with the cowl and the standout claws, such as which is such an insane touch, by the way, and that's by the Bat and the Cat cosplay. And I mean, just look at this thing. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, down from the T, it is literally the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, and the claws, like I said, are such an amazing touch. The long claws, oh my God, it's amazing. And you mentioned in the caption how you always like the gothic and like dark aesthetic to it. And you know what? I think that's like also one of the things that draws me in as well with Michelle Pfeiffer's iteration. Is that dark and like gothic aesthetic. I mean, and Tim Burton as well, obviously big inspiration to the entire movie of it, you know? So, but it's also like the white, what's it called? Like sewing or threading that goes like, stitching, yeah, the stitching that goes all throughout that suit. Like it just adds that this like other feel to it that, I mean, one is kind of reminiscent of things that Tim Burton does, but then also, I don't know, to me, it gives it even more of a cat feel. It just kind of accentuates the suit and the body of who's wearing it and everything. And you also mentioned that this suit is one of your hardest to move around in. And like I said, you're not one to shy away from getting down and dirty with your shoots, different angles, positions, moving like a cat, portraying what needs to be portrayed to bring the shoot to life, not just in video, but photos, which are still images. So what's it like shooting in this suit as opposed to your others, being that it is such a skin tight suit?
So not only is it skin tight, it's like fully aligned too, which I wasn't really expecting. So like, not only is it skin tight, it's actually pretty thick compared to my other suits. Like the other suits are actually a little bit thinner fabric wise. So it just feels like it's confined a lot more. Yeah. Of course, you've got like other things like the corset, which I think only my Joelle Jones one has like that feature to it, which I actually need to tighten and make it more tight. So I cannot move in this outfit. I think like the Reeves cowl fits a little bit more closely with my head than like a lot of my other cowls do. So that one was a little bit tighter. I wear like a hood underneath that. So that way like I can get it on easier.
Really tight on the eyes, like on the cheekbones and everything?
Yeah, like just all around. And then like so basically pressure. Like the only part of like my skin that's showing is literally like right here. Yeah. It's perfect though. Like it's one of my favorites. Like I said, next to the Julie Newmar one. I like the Julie Newmar one because it's such a nostalgic throwback. And like I said before, you don't really see it that often. But the Michelle Pfeiffer one, it's just perfect. Pun intended as well, for a cat. But it's like, it's just so perfect. Like it's everything that you wouldn't want in a Tim Burton, Michelle Pfeiffer, Catwoman in that iteration. It's just top notch. And you're right, like with a little bit of a purplish background in the photo that I've got on the screen right now. And it's just, everything about it is amazing from all of your Catwoman cosplays, like I said before. But these are just some of my standouts that I just wanted to get a little bit more insight from. Are you going to be doing any more shoots with those two suits? The Julie Newmar one and the Michelle Pfeiffer? Yeah. I already have one planned for the Michelle Pfeiffer one. So photographer I was talking with, I actually have a shoot with her in a few hours.
I was just going to ask maybe if we can get an exclusive as of this recording, because you mentioned to me off camera that you have a shoot. So, but there you already gave it to me. So
it's a different shoot, but it's not like for the Michelle Pfeiffer one. We're actually doing that one next month. The one we're doing today is actually the Batman animated series Gotham Sirens. Ooh. So we'll have like Harley, Ivy, Mia's Catwoman.
Nice.
And it's going to be like the classic animated style outfits.
That's so cool.
For the Pfeiffer one that we have planned, there's actually a studio here in Dallas. It's like this completely pink like room and everything.
Nice.
So essentially we're going to go with the theme like in the movie where like you walk into Selena's apartment, it's like pink, it's like super girly. And then she's like there and like...
Nice. I love it. I love it so much. And it kind of reminded me when you said like walking into her apartment and everything. It also just triggered that scene for me in The Batman as well. I know two different movies, but just in The Batman as well. With Zoe Kravitz and Robert Pattinson and the whole like I got a thing for strays, that whole moment. Didn't you and Saad, didn't you guys reenact that? You did, right? Okay, I'll grab that and I'll put it up on the screen.
You got a lot of cats.
I have a thing about strays.
I do want to talk to you guys a little bit more before we get out of here about a couple things, and I got some fun surprise questions for you guys. But before we do that, let's break up the monotony and let's get into this week's Cosplay of the Week. And this week's Cosplay of the Week is none other than Jose _JC007, and I'm throwing it up on the screen right about. Let me get my battle staff. Now, and it's up on the screen, and this is absolutely amazing, man. Jose it's been a long time coming, and that is the theme here this year on the Side Project podcast, from guests to cosplays of the week and everything in between. Topics that I want to cover, that I've been saying I'm gonna cover and haven't been able to get to. Everything here this year is a long time coming, and Jose has been a long time coming cosplay of the week. This photo is by Robbie Boulilan? I have no idea, so I'll spell it out for you guys. It's Robbie with an IE, and then BULILAN.RARW. And it's phenomenal, man. It's him with the battle staff kicking up into the air and everything, and just the motion and the look on your face, Jose, is insane. You know, it's just Robin kicking in the air. If there was a villain there, his face would be off. His jaw would be dislocated. It's absolutely amazing. You're just putting force into it, dude. It's amazing, man. Everything down from the T, from the way that you've got the mask just perfectly fitting to your face and everything, to the R on the chest. The more so like the way that you've got the Robin suit and everything is a little bit more, dare I say, tactical. I guess would maybe be the right word. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jose, but I get a little bit more tactical, like armor, you know, and it's battle worn as well. You can see if you zoom up, or if you look at any of the other photos on his Instagram of his Robin cosplay, it's a little bit of battle worn. I love the cape flowing down and everything with the yellow in the on the opposite side of it and everything. It's just beautiful, man. Down to the all the armor that you got on your legs, going down to the big bulky boots and everything. It's beautifully done, dude. I mean, it's just beautifully done. The mask is by Jay Curtis, who I still can't pronounce that word. We talked about it, and it's what is it? How do you pronounce it?
Oh my God, it's French. It's so hard.
Yeah, it's French. I'm not even gonna try. I don't even think
I suck at it. I know how it's pronounced. I just suck at French.
I've heard it before, but I just, for some reason, I cannot pronounce that word. I don't know what it is, but it's up on the screen, so you can follow Jay Curtis _ and then that word. And the mask art design is by Season Big Bird, a previous cosplay of the week. And the Robin armor, the Jim Logan, and the cape, War _Hawk _Studios _LLC. And this is awesome, dude. It's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to feature your Robin, and it's just beautifully done. You guys have to go check out all the other Robin cosplays that he has up on his Instagram and everything. And before we get out of this, wrap this segment up, I want to throw up a second photo, and then I'm throwing that up now, and it is of his Moon Knight, specifically his Mr. Knight cosplay, and it is just beautiful, dude. I mean, just top-notch perfection, man. The helmet by Villainous Prop Shop, mentioned here several times. The photo is by Cam Cami. I'm not sure if it's Cami or Cam May, or I don't know, but it's Cami and then MEII photography at the end of that. But again, everything's up on the screen. Forgive me for my mispronunciations of things, but it's absolutely awesome, dude. I love everything about this. I'm a huge Moon Knight fan in general. I know there was some mixed feelings about the Moon Knight series on D+, but I actually did like it. I do think that it could have been, obviously, a little more bloody, a little bit more gory, something maybe even just a little bit more reminiscent of how Netflix did the Daredevil series. Like, imagine if Netflix did a Moon Knight series and was able to do a little bit more of that brutality to it, I guess you could say. I think that would be absolutely awesome, but it is what it is when you've got Disney, you know what I mean? But I think they did a good job for being Disney, at least. That's my opinion, but it's awesome, dude. Down from the face mask or the face shell, however you want to say it, it's just beautiful, dude. To the suit, the way you got the gloves, everything, the white on white, the eyes are lighting up a little bit. Everything about this is perfect. To the background as well. Shout out to the photographer with that wood paneling background, accentuating the white and everything of the actual Mr. Knight cosplay. It's beautiful, man. I love this, dude. I absolutely love it. You guys got anything that you'd like to add before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I really like, especially on like the Mr. Knight cosplay, how it has like a bunch of different textures to the suit. It's not just just like plain looking. Like it's just very detailed, like especially the more you look at it.
Yeah, it's absolutely awesome, dude. Everybody, if you're not following Jose, please go follow him at Jose_JC007 on Instagram for his Robin, for his Mr. Knight cosplays and everything that he does in between. They're absolutely awesome because Jose, your Robin and Mr. Knight Moon Knight cosplay for me, Amalia cosplay and Saddle Up is absolutely amazing. I'm doing an absolutely there. First time I've ever done that. It's the first time for everything, Jose. But I want to ask your favorite suit of your own. Amalia, because I asked Saad before, and I mean, we'll touch on it again real quick anyway, just to give people some variety. But what's right now are you feeling is your favorite suit of your own from Catwoman, since you have variations of it?
That's a really good one. I like them for different reasons. I think probably just like the most fun to wear around like so far has been like the Adam Hughes style with like the like the very shiny, almost latex looking suit with like the red tinted goggles.
Yes.
I think that one's really fun to wear. I'm finally getting to wear the animated series one for the first time today, so that might be
nice.
We'll see. But
wait.
one that I'm really excited to do, I need to reschedule a photo shoot because I was supposed to already have this done, but like it started raining really bad in Dallas, so I had to like cancel and redo it. But so I'm sure you've seen like the classic purple Catwoman dress that like one of her original appearances were in. But Joelle Jones basically did her own modernized take on like that dress. So I finally finished that, and it's just like this backless purple dress with like slits up the sides, and then it's like the green velvet cape, but it's like more of like a like if you've ever like seen like fashion runway shows, like it just looks like a very like sleek, chic looking outfit. And then she's got like the mask, and then like she's actually got the short black hair instead of like the longer in this one. So I'm excited to do that one as well.
Nice. Hell yeah. Saad, I got to ask you real quick. I know you said it varies, but what are you feeling right now? Your own favorite suits. What are you feeling right now?
Again, I guess I call it the black Mamba suit. Is one of my favorites. Arkham Knight for sure is always a fan favorite.
Yeah.
Don't you dare. Selena.
My most recent suit is sort of Arkhamish type of suit. It kind of looks like it's kind of reminiscent of the Arkham City suit. This one is actually armor plating. And all the pieces are separated, and I call it the Stone Cold suit.
Nice.
Because why did I call it that? I guess because of the color scheme. It's kind of like a grayish type of color instead of the usual black. It looks very concrete, and so to me it's pretty badass. So I call it the Stone Cold suit.
Oh yeah! It's awesome! Stone Cold! For God's sakes! It's gonna be a deal! The bell is rung!
Before we get out of here, I want to ask you guys a couple. Let's do this segment that I like to call shotgun questions. And Saad, this one's for you first, man. Batman Brave and the Bold is coming at some point from DC Studios, new phase, the Gods and Monsters slate. And in it, we are expected to see Bruce find out of the existence of Damian Wayne, that whole storyline. And one can only suspect that we would probably end up seeing Damian become Robin at some point if they're kind of following some sort of storyline that we are familiar with. Alongside this, we are told to expect to see some other Bat family members. If you had to choose only one Bat family member to see out of these, Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, or Tim Drake appear in the movie, who would you want to see most and why?
Oh man,
Pick your favorite orphan.
You and your choose only one questions, man.
I know, I make it difficult.
No, it's got to be illegal for the Bat family to ask that question. But really, I mean, like, if you're going to do Damian Wayne, you have to give respect to all the previous Robins, I feel like. But then it's like, I don't know. Are they going to actually make it very comic booky? Because the fact that he's had 4, I forget. Okay, we got Nightwing, Red Hood,
Tim
Red
Drake,
Robin,
Red Robin, yeah,
and then Damian. So okay, that makes it 4. So the fact that he's had 4 means how old is Batman going to be? Is he also going to be like 70 years old at this point? Because
that's what I'm confused about too. They're saying it's going to be a semi-younger Batman, not as young as what Superman's supposed to be in this iteration, but
so like a middle-aged.
I guess middle-aged, older than Pattinson, but younger than Batfleck, I think is what we're supposed to be getting.
Okay, that works for me, I guess. I mean,
again, those are not all confirmed. It's just semi-rumors with little tidbits that James has kind of said and people dissecting it. So you never know.
I think what's for sure what's confirmed is obviously Damian. So my initial reaction was like, well, okay, then I guess we can at least assume that, you know, the rest of the Bat family is going to exist in this new DC universe. Yeah. But if I had to pick one, wow.
And it's not necessarily just one that appears, but it's more so maybe just one that you'd want to see the most.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So I guess we can make it like that. So
I think I want to see Nightwing just because Dick Grayson, he's been on screen in various iterations in live action, but still hasn't really gotten the respect he should as a character, you know? Yeah. So I think we just need him, and I would love for him to even be a main character, like just to be a part of just make that supporting cast really, you know, nice and deep. Like I'd love to have Nightwing and he can sort of be like maybe not a father figure to Damian, but sort of like a big brother figure. Like, you know, he'll be like, Bruce he's like, Bruce is like that, you know, don't mind him, or, you know, trying to like encourage Damian in ways that maybe Bruce isn't, or, you know, things like that, which would be cool to see on screen. And so sort of like an uncle, sort of big brother type of figure.
Completely agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be interesting to see that dynamic between the characters. And again, Nightwing, someone who's acrobatic, someone who has that fight style of Nightwing, and maybe a little backstory on like Nightwing's evolution from Robin to Nightwing, like you know, things like that. If James Gunn plugs that in, or whoever's directing the movie or whatever, that'd be great for me to see. But still, like I said, I wish they'd just put in a little bit of everybody. Red Hood, Jason Todd.
I kind of don't see how they couldn't.
Barbara Gordon, like
as well. Yeah,
mention her.
I feel like they're gonna have. Barbara Gordon. I feel like they're gonna kind of. I feel like whether if she plays a prominent role or not, I feel like they're gonna do it to also, because they shelved the film. So I think they're gonna throw it in some sort of way to try to maybe please that crowd. Like, hey, look, she's here. Like, whether it's the same actress or not, like, hey, we're going to build upon it in this universe instead. I feel like that's something that'll probably happen. That's just my guess, though. Yeah. But Amalia, I've already asked Saad this question last time he was here, so I'll ask you. And kind of going different here and straying away from Catwoman, since you cosplay her so much, and instead going the Batman route. So Batman in film. Out of these, you've got Keaton, Bale, Affleck, and Pattinson. You can only choose one, and we're gonna up the ante, like Saad said, we make it crazy. The one that you choose, the rest and their universe cease to exist. Which universe do you choose? Which Bat do you choose?
Considering like the entire universe that they have like along with them, probably Pattinson.
Is it because of Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman?
If it gets me more Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman, that's just the product. Like, I mean,
right.
But I would like to.
There's so much potential in that universe. I go with that choice too.
Yeah, there is.
Like, there's just so. Like you can just go so many more directions with those, where with the other ones, like I feel like they kind of like already set basically like what they already have done. Yeah. Like I would like to see Michelle Pfeiffer come back, like to start like Keaton, like something like that. I think they were rumored to do that, but like other than like, one more movie, like I wouldn't expect it to be like a continued thing, like that's going to happen. But like, I feel it's like Pattinson and Kravitz, like you can do like a lot more with those characters because they are younger. So you can go through like a lot of the different like storylines that we've had like over the years.
100%. Yeah, I gotta agree. That's a great choice. Last one. If you could pick, this is for both of you. If you could pick any time period, any era to time travel, where would you go and why? I think I may have asked Saad this before, but you can have up to 3 different choices. Where would you go and why?
Yeah, okay, I think I remember. We talked about this. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm giving the same answer. Is I'm going back to the dinosaur age, like the Cretaceous period. I want to see what those T-Rexes were like, and at the same time, I would like a way for me to not die while I'm there. Definitely. So
that's the other conversation, if I may interject, that I never really nailed down on what we're doing here. So it's all up for speculation. But are we just time traveling and interacting, or are we time traveling and just observing? Right. I don't know. I just left that open for speculation. So because some of these choices get crazy, and it's like I might die within like 5 seconds of being here. So
I have like such a fascination with dinosaurs, and even Amalia knows that. I wish I could see what they were like back in the day, over 65 million years ago. And ever since I was a kid, I just love dinosaurs. And if I could go back then just to check them out, see what they were like, and that'd be it for me. But yeah, I mean, gosh, even in human history, I guess humans are okay. In human history, I love my animals. There's so many eras and just our short time on Earth. Like, what was the actual math on that? Like, we've only been on Earth for like 0.0001% of its actual existence, which is crazy. Maybe that's too big of a number as well, but we've been through so much, and to pick one is that'd be something to really think about. There's so many crazy stages that human civilization has been through. What do you think, Amalia?
It depends highly on, are we observing it? Is there a way out in case I'm going to get eaten by something?
I know there's got to be. I mean,
can I bring things with me? Can I have modern medicine with me? Can I wow people back in like the Middle Ages with my witch powers? Hopefully I won't get burned.
Okay, let's keep this stipulation. We'll definitely survive.
Can I become a god back then?
I feel like if we're bringing things, then now we're altering time, and then we're the butterfly effect, and then we have that. We may not know what we come back to, we may come back to something completely different if we come back. That's if we can come back.
So I'm saying there's like I have a lot of questions about the time travel.
Is this the Back to the Future way of time travel, or is it the Avengers way of creating a different timeline?
Oh, it gets intricate. It gets intricate, right?
Do we have the option to come back home? Like there's so many things to think about. Actually,
It really is.
If I had to pick one to just observe, probably like the Renaissance era in Italy, because I love art, and like that was just the height of art. Like it was just everywhere. Like there were just so many amazing things created at the time, from like architecture to like paintings, like new styles of art.
Yeah, those are good choices. You know what's always crazy is a lot of people always pick, and I mean I do too when I talk about these things. I always pick the past and different eras of the past. But I asked CJ Prop Studio. I don't know if you guys know who that is. CJ Prop Studio is an amazing cosplayer. He does crazy big builds of cosplays. Like for instance, he did Atrocitus, and that thing is insane. Red Lantern Atrocitus. It's fucking crazy. If you guys haven't seen him, follow him. CJ Prop Studio. He said, and there's somebody else that said this as well, and I can't remember who it is off the top of my head right now, but they said the future. They would want to go to the future. They picked other ones as well, but they said the future. They'd want to see what the future would be like, 1,000 years from now, or even 100 years from now, and see what things would be like. And I always forget that myself, being that I always want to go to the 20s, the 30s. I even want to go to the 60s and 70s and see what that was like. And then I want to go as far back as kind of what you said, the Renaissance era, and then the dinosaurs and medieval times, and even like ancient Egypt. Like those are all my choices. I tend to forget about, oh, wow, that's crazy that if this, hypothetically speaking, if we had this ability, we could go to the future as well. That would be insane to figure out what the future would be like. I always forget though that that's an option as well.
I gotta say though, if the future ain't like Star Trek, I don't want it.
Right? Like, who knows though? What if the future was like Star Wars and we finally do get those hovercrafts that they promised us in like the 50s? You know what I mean? Like who knows? But before we finally get up out of here, Saad, it's been a while since I had you on the show, man, and we often we speak semi-regularly here and there and everything. But for anyone that's curious as to what they can look forward to with Saddle Up, whatever that may be, do you have any new cosplays that you want to state that people could look forward to? Are you stepping back into the film world anytime soon? I mean, what's the future look like for you?
That's a good question. Right now, I think I'm kind of in a break phase, if I'm being honest. I'm not really focused on cosplay as I normally am because I got a lot else going on. But I do want to get back into it, and I do have a plan for a new suit that's actually not going to be Batman. It's going to be, I guess I won't give it away, but I'll give it a hint. It's going to be Marvel.
Oh,
and people know I love Marvel as well. So it's going to be Marvel related, and it's like I hope people like it because I've done non-DC stuff before, like Omni-Man, and
which is great, and the story behind that is great too.
How
Omni-Man came about.
Right. So I'm very interested in the idea of expanding my cosplay resume, I guess, to different characters of different comics and shows and everything. So not that I'm tired of Batman or anything. It's just like I feel like there isn't anything crucial for me to do right now for Batman. Maybe until we get a new look at maybe some of the new suits in the Flash movie, like a better look at those maybe.
Or do the animated series one, because that would be cool.
Yes.
Amalia and I have talked about doing the B-Test version, and that'd be cool. That's something that's also been on my mind for a long time. But again, it's not really like I don't feel that urgency, I guess, because I've done so many Batman suits, and I guess I finally reached a point where it's like I'm not like desperate to like make like a 20th Batman suit. Like it's like something I've done so many times. So I just felt like expanding my repertoire a bit to something different for another character that I've always really loved. And I've been given hints here and there on my stories and whatnot. So you probably already have an idea. So that's going to be something I'm going to try to get done by this summer. Like by the time con season starts again, and hopefully I'll have it ready by like maybe June, July-ish or something like that.
Nice.
And I'll be happy to talk about it more when the time comes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it'll probably be refreshing for you as well. It'll probably give you another light, another love, and then another kick. Like, this is like it made me feel like it's something different, something new. Yeah,
exactly.
Same with you, Amalia. I mean, what's next? You kind of talked about a few things here and there throughout the duration of this episode, but is it just more Catwoman? And if it is, what do you do next? Is it more collaborations, which it is? I know because you kind of mentioned that as well. Are you going to dip back into the Marvel world at any time? Maybe some anime or maybe Dungeons and Dragons, like how you guys have the spicy and dicey D&D on Twitch and everything. I mean, what are you working on for the future cosplay wise?
I'm doing a lot as per usual because I get bored easy. But I already have like another catsuit planned. I was actually talking to Jay Curtis. He's actually designing a cowl right now for like one of the new versions of her. So definitely going to do that. I just finished getting like a few of the last things for like my Yennefer from The Witcher. So be doing more with her once I get like my contacts and stuff in. Also have another Marvel character coming soon.
Nice.
Which will be very fun. And then I actually have a really cool thing working with like Scarlet Witch soon. So
nice.
I'm still waiting on the results from that. We actually shot at like Nova Photography Studio a while back because he invited me to come and do Scarlet Witch. So there's going to be something very, very cool with that.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
And then that's just as far as like cosplay stuff. And then like you were saying, I do also do the spicy and dicey thing. So we do that every Tuesday. It's 8:30 p.m. LA time or 10:30 p.m. for me.
Yeah.
But we've started streaming on Twitch. We've been uploading our stuff to YouTube as well. So you can check it all out there. You can check out like kind of like little takes from this, our campaigns and stuff on our page. But it's just been really fun. Like bunch of nerds getting together every week to have fun, and hopefully you guys enjoy watching it.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with like the Dungeons and Dragons movie coming out. When does that come out, by the way? I don't remember.
I think it's this month, and I want to see it so bad.
Yeah, it's either this month or next month. I don't remember, but I know it's soon, especially because they're ramping up promo like crazy. I'm seeing it everywhere right now. So, when that happens, that means it's coming. But, man, that's awesome. Both of you guys. I want to thank you guys for being here. This has been absolutely awesome. I would love to do like I guess it would be a part 3 with Saad. Maybe later this year when you get the Marvel thing going, we can talk about a few things in Amalia. Maybe later this year or something, we can do a follow up and maybe have you on with somebody else that you've collaborated with as well, and we can talk about the stuff that you guys got going on. This has been absolutely awesome. Before we leave, I want to give you guys the floor to say whatever you want to say, plug whatever you want to plug, and just whatever you want to say to anybody before we wrap up.
Definitely check out the spicy and dicey stuff because that's been a lot of fun. We've just been having a lot of fun doing that every week. Hopefully we can do it a little bit more often. We have like our main group of people who usually do it, and we also have like guest stars from time to time. So it's just something fun that I've been doing, and like I really hope everyone goes and checks it out.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know.
No worries.
I do so much stuff all the time. It's hard to keep track of it sometimes.
Yeah, no worries. Saad, what about you? Anything you want to say before we wrap up?
Want to thank you again for having us. Have the Bat and the Cat combo was a great idea. And really appreciate you, dude. And always enjoying your content. It's always top notch. And,
thank you.
Love seeing all the guests you're coming in with, like when you had Caleb that recently, that was great, and Batman of Columbus, Ohio. These are like guys that are kind of like up and coming, and it was really cool to like see their insights on this cosplay. And keep at it, man. Love what you're doing. Can't wait to see more. Good luck in your endeavors with the anime cons and everything, and curious to see how you progress from here. I'm loving the growth.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming. Everybody, please go follow Saad and Amalia at Saadalup, and that's SAADLEUP on Instagram, and as well as Amalia with 3 A's, AMALI Cat on Instagram, as well as her Spicy and Dicey D&D on IG and on Twitch. It is a Dungeons and Dragons online campaign show that Amalia is a part of with a bunch of other creatives, and it's absolutely awesome. Like she said herself, please go follow them and follow everything that they do because they are absolutely awesome. And for everybody tuning in, thank you for watching, for liking, for commenting, for sharing, for doing all of those beautiful things that you do over on youtube.com/Side Project Podcast. When you go down and hit that big red subscribe button, it goes up. When you hit it, and you get 100 sexy project points. What are we doing with those project points? I don't know. It's been 139 episodes and we are still trying to figure it out. As of right now, they're kind of just like Mario coins or Sonic rings. You just kind of collect them and nothing really happens. They're just kind of there for a high score, except for Sonic. If you get hit a few times, they kind of help save your life. So maybe it's like a little bit of a continue. You know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know. We're going to figure it out. Maybe by episode 150 or 200, maybe we'll figure it out then. I have no idea. But until then, make sure you hit that subscribe button and you collect those project points. Thank you for watching on Spotify as well as the videos are available on Spotify in case you didn't know, alongside just listening. Videos are available on Spotify as well. So thank you for following, for rating, and for liking and commenting and doing all those things that you do everywhere that you do it at, as well as listening on Apple and Google and all the things that you listen on. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. If you're looking for me, you can find me on Instagram at IGHatesChazzy. That is my personal, and everything else you need to find me on is on the screen. Find me at is on the screen right now. And if you're looking for the podcast as a whole, you can find it on Instagram at Side Projekt Podcast. Remember, that's Project with a K. And everywhere else you need to find Side Project, very easy to find. Side Project, and it's Side Project with a K. For me, for Saad Up, and for Amalia, we are out of here. Go get those Project Things merch. Make you feel real sexy when you put on one of these tees.